What's up, Trek Nation, and welcome back to After the Snap. It's me, Tasha Pierce, bringing you something else I think about Star Trek Picard Season 3. It's a theory about Thursday's upcoming episode, Dominion, that has been on my mind since I saw the publicity stills and read the updated story synopsis. See, last week, the synopsis read, Crippled, cornered, and out of options. Picard stages a gambit to trap Vadic and reveal her true motive. Today it's Crippled, cornered, and out of options. Picard stages a gambit to trap Vadic and reveal her true motive. A gamble that puts the Titan in the crosshairs and forces Picard and Beverly to question every moral code they've ever held. So, if you like to get into the mind of a lunatic, that's me, I'm the lunatic. Tread carefully. I might be dropping spoilers in these Federation streets, so if you're still interested in hearing what I think, then let's go. The description of Dominion mentions Picard staging a gambit to trap Vadic. The only leverage I can see Picard having is Jack, so this makes me think he'll negotiate for the release of Riker and Troy by promising to trade Jack. We all know that ain't gonna happen. This could likely be a ruse to get Vadic aboard the Titan. In his previously released image, it appears Vadic and her henchmen are in a corridor on the Titan, maybe even the same one Jack and Sydney stand in during this scene. It sounds like Picard wants to pick Vadic's brain. He wants to know why she needs Jack and what beef she might have with Starfleet. Now, this has been what most of us want to know. She doesn't seem to have a problem with the entire Federation, only Starfleet. So what entity has been mentioned this season that is more or less Starfleet without any Federation involvement? Section 31. We've heard an awful lot about Section 31 in exposition, which I think is meant to introduce this shadowy organization for new fans or even those who've never watched DS9. Please, watch DS9. I'll give a very quick refresher for those who need it, and if you don't need the refresher, skip ahead about 2 minutes 50 seconds or check the timestamp in the description box. In the second season of Star Trek Discovery, Control is a powerful artificial intelligence created by Section 31, a rogue, independent organization within the Federation, operating with its own agenda and without oversight from Starfleet Command. It is responsible for carrying out covert operations and espionage missions in the interest of the Federation. Section 31 is shrouded in secrecy and operates largely outside of the law, often taking morally questionable actions in order to achieve its goals. The organization is composed of highly trained agents, and its leader is known as the Section 31 Director. Section 31 has been featured in various Star Trek series, particularly since the introduction of the organization in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. The real-world organizations that are most like Star Trek's Section 31 are intelligence agencies such as the CIA, NSA, MI6, and the Mossad. These organizations are responsible for carrying out covert operations and gathering intelligence in the interest of their respective governments. Like Section 31, these organizations are shrouded in secrecy and operate with a degree of autonomy. One of the ugliest events was when the founders in all of the Great Link seemingly came down with an illness. Known as the morphogenic virus, it's revealed that Section 31 developed the virus as a biological weapon and infected Odo to use against the changelings. The virus was designed to attack the changelings' morphogenic enzymes, which are responsible for their shape-shifting abilities. Once infected, the changelings would be unable to control their shape-shifting and would eventually lose the ability altogether, making them vulnerable to attack. The virus quickly spread throughout the changeling population, causing panic and chaos among the Dominion. Section 31 had absolutely no qualms about committing genocide in order to win the war. Instead, Odo was eventually cured of the disease by the best doctor in Starfleet, Mr. Julian Bashir, and he would prove to be instrumental in ending the war. The Great Link was slowly dying, and when the Dominion retreated to Cardassia Prime, Odo negotiated with the female founder. After linking with her and curing her of the virus, he promised to go back to the Link and cure the rest of their kind. She would only have to order her forces to surrender and immediately leave the Alpha Quadrant, returning all boundaries as they were before the war. He kept his promise, and his return to the Great Link has proven helpful in Season 3 of Picard. he learned of a schism in the ranks of the Great Link and warned Worf of a terrorist faction that still had beef with the Alpha Quadrant. It's pretty significant that Section 31 was fully prepared to end the existence of an entire species in order to win the Dominion War. Now that we are aware of Daystrom Station, the so-called Area 51 of Starfleet, is it outside the realm of possibility that Section 31 either still has the secret recipe for the morphogenic virus or has concocted a new one? I'll present my case for why I think it's more than possible based on those Episode 7 publicity photos that I spoke of earlier. At first glance, it appears as if there's nothing to see here. But my equally geeky friend Clarence and I spotted some interesting nuggets in these photos. The biggest takeaway for me was the phrase Proteus Project. It was a term I'd never heard before in Trek, so I googled the word Proteus. You know what I found? In Homer's Odyssey, Proteus was a god who could change his shape at will.
Wait a minute, what?
You heard me. Gods who change their shape at will. Sounds a lot like the changelings to me. And we also see that a Sigma 9 clearance is necessary to access this information. In case you didn't know, that is a top-level security clearance in Starfleet. Kind of like what you need if you're a member of Section 31. I'm just saying. Now, in this same photo, we see a patient ID, C28-273890. Could the C be for changeling? Now, I know someone is going to point out that Crusher and Oak did an autopsy on a changeling on board the Titan, and maybe that's the patient. But I'll point out that Proteus Project is clearly visible under the patient ID, and we've just established that's a highly classified project. The only group remotely connected to Starfleet with that high of a security clearance and who would perform experiments on sentient beings is Section 31. And during this stage gambit in which Picard tries to learn Vadic's motives, will he find out these changelings have been exposed to a virus created by Section 31? Maybe this virus won't render them extinct, but will make them evolve. And mind you, the changelings may have gotten this virus by sticking their noses where they didn't belong or by infiltrating Starfleet. Regardless, if Picard and Crusher find out all of this bad blood was created by Section 31, would that not cause them to question every moral code they've ever had? Tell me what you think about that down in the comments. And here's a bonus nugget if you've made it this far. See that voice analysis behind Shaw? What do you want to bet we learned that they are isolating the voice of evil boss face? I bet it might be, and I also think we'll find out that voice belongs to the spokesman for the board, Locutus. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Please subscribe to my channel and turn those notifications on so that you won't miss me doing shit like this. You can also help the channel by sliding me a super thanks or joining after the snap, like these beautiful souls. And with all that, I have got nothing else. Thank you for indulging my madness for another evening, and I will see you in the next one. Live long and prosper. Peace.